What is up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Do you see the red candle right there? Do you see right now in the Bitcoin chart? This is a daily chart, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 candles of resistance right now on the Bitcoin charts. In this video, especially because we've been tracking this, especially in last night's video, I just want to discuss why the resistance that we're seeing right here on this chart, especially today, this red candle as we start this new week, to me, it means nothing. And that's in context of the macro and the zoomed out, because there are some special things happening right now. As this resistance is happening on the short term, I get it. There are some things happening on the monthly and the weekly and the zoomed out that are just absolutely bullish. And so that's kind of what I want to talk about in today's video, as Bitcoin is kind of at this resistance level. So please, everybody, if you're in the chat right now, hit the like button for me. Let's get some momentum. And also, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, because I'm doing this live stream because I'm very rusty. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to force myself to do a live stream because I need to get warmed up here for I think what's going to happen in the next 12 to 16 months or so. So let's do it. This is Bitcoin on the daily. It's never good to see resistance, right? And here it is, 200-day moving average resistance. We talked about it in yesterday's video. The story that's playing out right now in the short term for Bitcoin, and this applies to all of cryptos. If you're watching this video and you're not even holding Bitcoin, it doesn't matter. This applies to altcoin markets. It applies to altcoin season. It applies to the parabolic bull run that everybody's waiting for. But the story that's playing out is we have the 200 moving average in red, resistance. We have the 20-day getting ready to cross above the 50-day moving average. This is a big deal. Last night's video, I talked about this. Only 7 times since 2015 have we had this type of setup. The resistance, and this is kind of where I want to start with, and we're going to work our way out on the macro. I'm going to talk about those special things that are happening on the macro. But the resistance warning, for me, as I zoom out on all the times that Bitcoin kind of made a similar move, is this move back here. This was April, kind of the end of March 2022. And if you look at it, that's incredibly ugly, right? Look at that resistance at the 200, and then we fell into the bear market. So right off the bat, what I want to say is this, and I ask you to embrace everything that I'm about to say. I'm going to explain why this time is different. I genuinely think this time is different, but I want to display for you why, even if this resistance proves too much for Bitcoin and Bitcoin fails here, I want to explain why Bitcoin and crypto markets are still insanely bullish. And it's going to be a very simple explanation. I'm going to show you on the charts very simply. So first off, the reason why it's different, if we just look at this in terms of where Bitcoin is in the cycle, I talked about this briefly last night. This was truly from historical data where Bitcoin, between Bitcoin halvings, these yellow lines that you see here, where Bitcoin is entering a bear market. That's when Bitcoin enters the bear market, right? Like that is when it happens. So the time frame is way different for Bitcoin right now. But then you start looking at other markers. You go to total crypto market cap, and this is kind of where things really start showing themselves. Do you notice something on total crypto market cap? Everybody's kind of like, man, why are altcoins not moving? Why are we not breaking all-time high? Why are things not going crazy right now? Number one, the main answer is it's not supposed to. It's not supposed to just yet. If we look at historical data, if you've been in previous cycles, you were also sitting around right now, at this moment, twiddling your thumbs, waiting for altcoin season. It hadn't happened yet. So why should it happen right now? So what I mean by that is this. All-time high 2018 to this area where we are right now, this first purple line, total crypto market cap down almost 50%. We're looking at 48%. And then if we look at this, all-time high last cycle to this purple line, we are down around 28%. We are outperforming so far, but notice this first purple line that I have on this chart, what that is total crypto market cap right here breaking the previous swing high. And right now, that's the move we're waiting for. This is the fuse, everybody. And once this is broken, and we're looking at like $2.8 trillion market cap or so, once that's broken, it's game on. What I want to point out, and then we're going to go back to the talk about even if Bitcoin sees resistance, why I'm bullish. Do you notice something on the RSI in terms of the momentum oscillators? at this moment last cycle, when the fuse was being lit, when total crypto market cap was breaking this previous swing high post Bitcoin halving, right? This time, notice this was pre-Bitcoin halving. That's how early we are. Notice what the RSI was doing. It was just entering overbought. Entering overbought was like the trigger that just sent altcoins flying. Look how much upside that we have right now in terms of these crypto cycles. And I'm just glancing over at my chat. I just want to make sure everything's cool. Audio is working. It's been a while since I've done these live streams, everybody. So please get me to 100 likes. And the audio is working, right? Okay. So going back to the daily chart, we have this setup of resistance. Let me explain why, even if Bitcoin falls, even if crypto falls, why I'm so massively bullish. And it's all going to be illustrated very simply on the monthly chart here, which is surprising because we're doing short-term daily analysis. And then I'm going to talk about the bull case in the short term. Bitcoin doesn't fail here. Bitcoin continues breaking out. I'm going to talk about that. But let's just suppose, because this is what I do, I like to anticipate all scenarios. I do a lot of bullish clickbait thumbnails and titles because they're all within context of my macro view on crypto. I'm just always bullish. And if you follow my content, you know that. But when I'm doing the actual content like this video, I'm always talking about downside because for me, I'm not comfortable if I'm just bullish. That's it. Constantly bullish. I have no anticipations of downside. I have no belief that it could possibly fall. I don't like that. So here it is. Resistance at the 200. Let's say it happens. And then I'm going to talk about the bull case. Let's just say support fails, everything fails, Bitcoin's falling, we're at $50,000. That alone seems bearish, right? But I want to take it even more extreme. This is the extreme contrast analysis that I like to do. It's something my dad taught me when I was little. You look at the worst case scenarios, you look at the best case scenarios, and then you figure out what you want to do. But let's say it doesn't even fall to the lower trend line. Let's say we break down, right? Let's say all the bears, they win in the short to midterm, and we're breaking down to a target of the lower 40s. I want to show you something on the monthly. If this were to happen, and I'm not saying I think it's going to, but this is how bullish these markets are right now. If this were to happen, that means Bitcoin, if we're looking at this monthly chart, by the way, we have the 20-month moving average just crossed above the 50-month, right around Bitcoin halving. Unbelievable timing for this to happen. But let's say we fall to like 40 to the 40s. That's Bitcoin retracing to basically, the 50-month moving average, the 20-month moving average, all in there. Do you know what that is? If we take our swing low of the bear market to that swing high that we just had before the Bitcoin halving, all-time high on the Bitcoin chart, this is the upper end of a higher low Fibonacci, right at the 618, around $38,000 to $40,000. If Bitcoin falls right now because of extreme resistance and the bears start celebrating, it's game over, it's going to 40, I have news for you. If that were to happen, maybe because traditional markets need to capitulate after all the recession talk, and we get that data coming into play, right? 3 months after a recession, historically, markets bottom, right? We've been talking about that so much. Out of the 14 rate cycles since 1929, 12 of them saw positive S&P 500 returns for a 12-month period following. If all of this data starts coming together, Bitcoin's falling, and we're putting in a higher low, do you know what this move would look like? And this is why I wanted to do this live stream right now. That move, if it happened, would look like, if we go back to last cycle, it would look like this 2019 move into the COVID dip. And we can take our Fibonacci from bear market low to swing high. Look at that, higher low. So even if in the short term, and I just want to paint this scenario, not because I'm saying it's going to happen, even if in the short term this happens, look at this. It's a macro higher low, and this would even mean, and I will still say it, everybody, we've not even entered that parabolic bull environment yet, and this could very well be a super cycle setup. That's if that happened. But look at that, higher low, similar to 2019 higher low, and then it's game on. But I digress from that because there's a lot of things that would even need to happen for that to happen. There are a lot of bullish things happening that I think could trigger Bitcoin continuing higher right now. But let's talk about the resistance on the short term. I mean, for me, it's the biggest thing I'm watching. We're in an obvious lower high environment right now. I mean, look at this, right? Lower high, and even this move right now at the 200-day moving average is concerning. But let me talk about something. From a technical analysis perspective, if we get resistance right now, if we don't break above, and maybe we do, I would very much enjoy after this live stream going into the end of the day to see how the daily candle closes. But let's say there's rejection. I think the first thing on the short term we should look out for, be mindful of, is what's happening right here. The 20-day above the 50. No matter if Bitcoin or any crypto is seeing resistance here at a 200 or just wherever, if it starts falling, we always anticipate some type of throwback to the 20 as it's crossing above the 50, right? So the very fact that the 20 is getting ready to cross the 50, I talk about it all the time. It is so common for this chart to throw back to that area to test it and to start putting higher highs and higher lows above it. That's what we want to see. So currently, it's a very confluent area, right around $59,400 or so. So Bitcoin could fall to that area. So in the short term, if Bitcoin's going to fall and crypto markets are going to consolidate, if we kind of measure the move from where Bitcoin is right now, we're looking at around 6% move. We might have a little bit of red ahead of us, but if you zoom out on the daily chart, it's kind of like, all right, let it consolidate to those moving averages. And then let's see if we can continue this momentum to the upside and get the breakout. Notice a breakout target to the upside. It's in the $80,000, $85,000 region. And then we start zooming out on a weekly chart. We have so many things in play right now on the macro, no matter what happens with Bitcoin. Bitcoin could fall to the $40,000 crazy target we just talked about. We're in a pattern. We can't just sit here, be just so bullish that we're not acknowledging the fact that instead of breaking up, it could break down. Right? We always have to do that. It's the purpose of technical analysis, not to predict. It's just to sit here and visualize at this moment on the macro. Well, if it happened, am I cool with that? Am I ready? Am I prepared? Am I just over leveraging and overextending myself right now? What should I do? That's all. That's the reason why I do technical analysis. I'm not here to predict. But let's say it happened. We have this setup, and sorry, I just completely opened my screen. We have this setup right now on the macro. If we look at this, just look at it. It's insane. No matter what happens, even if we go down, this is a right shoulder setup with a massive target to the upside. Traditional markets, crypto markets, markets in general, with everything that we've just been through, do you realize all of the macroeconomic pain that we just survived for years and went through? People are thinking the worst is about to happen. I'm sitting here thinking the worst has happened. And those are just my thoughts. And if you agree with me right now, everybody hit the like button for me. I'm shilling those likes. I have to. I'm a YouTuber. It's part of the job. But genuinely, it really does help me as I try, especially as I try and get back into these live streams, because I'm doing this video live because I really want to get back into live streams, because I feel like we're getting ready to enter an exciting time. And doing these videos for almost 7 years here on YouTube, the most exciting time doing live streams is just hanging out with all you guys here as we're going parabolic. So this chart definitely setting that up. And if you go back, you look at the altcoin, or I shouldn't say altcoin market, but you look at total crypto market cap chart, it is primed. It is ready for that explosion. And then you look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. I just want to point this out. You can see Bitcoin dominance. Nothing crazy has happened, but we are absolutely eyeing this up. This purple line right here, historically, is altcoin season. So what we'd be anticipating is Bitcoin between now and here, maybe a little bit after, Bitcoin dominance starts falling. If you look at last cycle, at this moment, you can see there was kind of one more leg up for Bitcoin to the lower high area, and then it was altcoin season. We're getting so close to that moment right now, everybody. And that's absolutely exciting in terms of what we're watching. I wanted to mention, I didn't mention in the beginning of the video, I meant to actually start the video with this. I saw this post before I came live. Just look at this. This is craziness. The psychology of market cycle. And that's what this whole thing is. As I sit here and I track data and track price analysis and do all this stuff that we speculate on, it's all based on human emotion, right? So this this X account just posted this, and somebody said, Dan, please stop wearing that vest top in videos. Dude, it's just an Under Armour like gym shirt. Dan doing live stream, another bullish indicator. That's what I'm talking about. It is. I'm telling you, I'm doing this live stream because I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready. We wait 3 years for this. I do YouTube videos almost every day tracking crypto markets for 3 years of pain and sideways to prepare for this moment. So if we look at this, this is craziness. So this chart, he's kind of saying we're in like the optimism, getting ready to go into belief phase based on this Wall Street cheat sheet psychology of market cycle. And I just wanted to kind of pose the question to y'all, where do you think we are in these cycles? Because when I first glance at this, it's hard to see. If you can see the actual Wall Street cheat sheet, it almost looks like we're even earlier than optimism. I think it's almost like we're in disbelief or hope. I can just tell you one thing, no matter where we are, we're not in euphoria. We're not in thrill. I mean, I don't know about you, but like if we go on the Bitcoin monthly chart, like, has this been thrilling? Any of it? Even this. I mean, yes, Bitcoin broke all-time high. Altcoin markets didn't. We've not been in that thrill zone. And then the other question, the last question is, are we in belief? Is that kind of where people's heads are at? So those are what I'm thinking, everybody. This is what I'm thinking. So bullish no matter what, but at the same time, and I didn't even actually zoomed in on the daily. I'll end with this because we're going on like 16 minutes. Daily chart. We have 8 hours left of this daily candle. What is going to happen on the Bitcoin daily? Want to mention there is, it looks like the RSI trying to pivot a little bit. If we open up the, where's the MACD? You see the MACD kind of consolidating a little bit here. This histogram in green consolidating. It's going to be very interesting to see if Bitcoin can kind of defy all of that momentum. And what I mean by that is you see the RSI, the slower moving momentum oscillator, starting to level out. It looks like it wants to pivot back down a little bit. And you see the stock RSI has been overbought, the quicker moving momentum oscillator at the bottom of the screen. And then lastly, the histogram kind of just looking to consolidate a little bit. There's a lot of momentum potentially swinging back to the downside at this resistance level. So if Bitcoin can overcome all that resistance and pop above the 200 towards this upper trend line, things might get exciting very quickly. I meant to mention, if I go back to the monthly chart, this chart, notice post Bitcoin halving, what do you see? Or what do you not see? I don't see this move. I don't see the overbought parabolic bull run at all. And I also want to point out, we have a retrace to the kind of RSI moving average happening right here. I want to point out that time when we got resistance right here at the 200-day moving average, that one time that led to the bear market, if I go back where that bell is, look at that resistance at the red line, fell into the bear market. That time on the monthly chart, look what Bitcoin was doing on the RSI. Already had the parabolic bull run and actually was seeing resistance at the RSI moving average. So the RSI was seeing resistance at the moving average line in yellow. Right now we have the exact opposite. We're kind of revisiting for support for what I would say is the next leg up for Bitcoin and crypto markets. So these are my thoughts today. I appreciate all of you cruising through if you're in the live stream. I'm trying to have some fun with it. I definitely feel rusty, but your support means a ton, and I enjoy glancing over and just, checking out your comments. Somebody said, what are you using? This is TradingView, tradingview.com. There's Wendell. What is up, Wendell? Been on the channel for years. Thanks for your support. Thanks, Victor. If you're still in the chats, everybody, hit the like on the way out. And if you're not a subscriber, subscribe, because I'm telling you, I'm going to continue tracking these markets as things get really exciting. Probably do more live streams, crypto news, crypto analysis, altcoin charts, all of these fun things. So please join me on that journey and let's just see what happens. Anticipate everything, everybody. Expect nothing and just be very careful out there. That's what I'm trying to do. Trying to be optimistically, cautiously bullish. So I'll see you all in the next video. God bless.